So I thought it would be good to show you the process I use for setting up Ubuntu containers. We've done a few projects now with Ubuntu containers, and I've mentioned a few times that root passwords and root user accounts aren't necessarily the most secure way of using your container. So today I thought I'd make a quick video on how to disable your root password and how to set up users so you can disable your root password. So I've created a fresh Ubuntu container. This container happens to be 1910, but a version of Ubuntu 20 will use the same techniques. So the first thing we need to do after starting our container and opening our console or logging in via SSH is to log in using our root credentials. So now what we need to do is add a user. There's two different commands, and one comes pretty much in every version of Linux and is encoded with the kernel. The other one happens to, from my research, only come with Debian distros like Ubuntu, but it's a lot easier to use. So the first command is add user, and the second command that only comes with Ubuntu is user add. I'm going to use the add user command today because it's just a little easier to work with. So first thing we need to do is enter add user, and then our desired username, we're just going to call it yes today because I'm not feeling creative, and hit enter. Now we assign the user a password, and of course we have to re-enter it. And then it's going to ask us a bunch of questions. You don't have to fill them out. If you just press enter, you can just buzz through them. And we're entered the correct information. So now we have a user, yes. But in order to use that user as our main user, we have to add it to the Sudo user group so that we can use the Sudo command. To do that, we're going to use the add user command and then enter our username, and then after it, we're going to do Sudo. Now, you have to do it in this step. You can't just do it all in one line. It'll generate an error message. So now you can see that we've added the user yes to the Sudo user group. So we can go ahead and exit our login and log in with yes. Now that we've logged in with yes, we can now remove the root user account. So it's pass WD with a -L and then root. We enter our user password, and that effectively shuts down the root user account on the Ubuntu system. I believe it happens to work for any distro of Linux, but it definitely works in Debian distros. So I know it was a quick little video today, but that is how I disable my root user access and enable a new user account in an Ubuntu container. Hope you enjoyed this video and have a good night.